I just wanted to run through a couple of things. Remember, working with a realtor is no longer required. If you had a transaction was done before this week, it's still required, okay? But that's, so you make sure you get your RICO info guide explained and signed, and you keep a copy of it for yourself, okay?
We don't have to send to Sophia, right?
You have to send it to Sophia.
Okay.
It's totally the salesperson's responsibility to maintain the RICO information signature page, okay? There's been updates to FinTrack. You'll see the forms have changed a little bit. So it's nothing wild and crazy, but there is an update. If you're working with commercial people, commercial information guide from RICO, don't get the residential one. And last but not least, for all you lovely people, the cooperation policy. So CREA decided to implement, and they met with all the boards across the country, or most of them anyways, cooperation policy. What does that mean? That your listings have to go on the MLS system within 3 days of public marketing. So if you want to do a coming soon sign, 3 days is your max. Then it's going to be dumped on the MLS system. Okay? If you want to do an exclusive, and you know how right now, or before now, we put the for sale sign on the lawn, cover the MLS insignia there. But no, you have 3 days for that too. 3 days, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. Public marketing. Anything that out there, if you're sending a flyer to another brokerage, that's public marketing. Not within the office. Within the office is not considered public marketing. But or you call another realtor, that's not public marketing. But as soon as you send a flyer or a social media, anything like that is all public marketing. Your own website's public marketing. Okay, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. Okay?
So if you have an exclusive listing and you don't put a sign up, can it be exclusive for longer than 3 days and you don't advertise it and you're just doing it?
They're just keep it in your pocket. It's called a pocket listing. Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's publicly marketed, 3 days. Okay?
So even the 812 is gone, right? Because it was live for 2 to 3 weeks.
Tell me about the
Then
date,
you
12?
working
Working
with
with
the
a
realtor.
realtor, yeah, it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. Working with the realtor's gone altogether.
Okay.
No working with the realtor. Okay? So now to prove that you're giving the RICO information guide, you need to make sure you get that signature on the last page. Okay?
Tomorrow is a RIA webinar, no?
Oh yes, thanks for that. Tomorrow is at, I think it's 1 o'clock. Ray Ferris with Aurea is doing an update on Tressa. I understand from Treb, unbeknownst to us, there's been 4 updates from RICO on Tressa. We haven't really seen it. It's changing the forms and changing the wording. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. you should go on and register with Aurea for the webinar. Okay, with Ray Ferris. Okay, thank you. And thank you again. And everybody listen up, because we're going to go to a wild spring market. Okay? Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Mohan.
Excited for the Wellspring Market.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so yeah, so most people here, but today I thought it was a little different. We got to kind of give a 5-minute spiel what's happening in mortgages. Today I brought a presentation on the AI-powered realtor. So some stuff around AI that you guys can use and add to your business. So the kind of overview for today would be AI your business. Then I will talk a bit about mortgage products, help close deals, renewal industry, and then outlook for 2020. So, first of all, who is using AI in their business today?
A little bit. A little bit.
1, 1.5, 2. Okay, myself included. I'm currently not using it. I want to start using it more. So, do as I say, not as I do. I'm starting to learn more myself about this, and I believe this is where the industry is going. There's so much value here if we can actually tap into it. So, we have a few things to talk about. The first one is Maverick. This is an AI video marketing. I'm going to scoot out of here. I'm over here for a second, give you an example. So this is the Maverick site.
Teresa, thank you for your purchase and congratulations for taking this.
So there's Teresa.
Jocelyn, thank you for your purchase and congratulations for taking this live. Casey, thank you for your purchase and
So you kind of get the idea what we're doing here, right? you create one stock video, and this site, what it does, so you can have a stock video for happy birthday, stock video for anniversary, closing date video. You could have a new lead, you just met them, and you hook it up to your CRM. Once you've done with videos, then it just creates these custom videos, personalize that person, and automatically sends it to them. It's a way to create custom personalized videos without having to create all these videos. You do them one, you set up your stockpile, link to your CRM, and then you have custom videos and your zero work. Power of AI. It does cost, I think this one was $100 a month, so there's a fee to it. And I think you can look into them a little more, but it's one idea. There's probably more than out there. Just want to give you some ideas of what is available right now in the AI market. This one's around podcasts. If you want to create a podcast, I'm not sure who's doing a podcast here, but this seems pretty.
Starting a podcast would be great for growth, said everyone ever, and then did nothing about it. Look, I know, no one's got time to figure out which mic to buy, record, and edit. But the thing is, no one is asking you to do that anymore. Wondercraft has made it easier than ever to start your own podcast by, well, typing. Don't like me as a host? Yes, I never get picked. I promise I'll...
All right, we got it. And if you wanted a personal touch, clone your own voice in just 60 seconds. But why even type in the first place? Use existing written content like blogs, newsletters, and articles, and our script assistant will generate a full script for you, including an intro and an outro. And if you have a relevant recording from your last webinar, throw that in there. We're human friendly. Add some music, get the sound right, and just like that.
Welcome to the Dunder Mifflin podcast, where we share expert tips from the world's best paper distributor.
Cool, huh? Want to publish? One click to Spotify, Apple, and all the rest. And you're right, why stay in audio? Get a branded audiogram of your choice, and short clips from self-contained segments of the episode to keep that audience engaged. Oh, and how can I forget? Want to auto-publish in other languages?
No es un problema.
So pretty low labor way to create a podcast. I know they do it every day. Kind of set it up. You won't have your image, but something to think about. There's more out there than this one. And I will share this after with you guys too if you want to come back and look at them and do a little more exploring. Next one we have is creating videos. So the podcast is doing your own videos.
Welcome to the future of video.
VideoGen is revolutionizing the way we create videos. By harnessing artificial intelligence, their platform is a place where everyone from creators to business owners to educators can bring their messages to life and resonate worldwide.
With 5 billion social media users and countless hours spent online, now is the pivotal moment to leverage AI and start creating. VideoGen helps with brainstorming, script writing, sourcing B-roll, and even lifelike narration.
Today, we're whipping up a classic spaghetti aglio e olio. Start by boiling al dente spaghetti.
Our AI seamlessly handles every step. Imagine crafting content 10 times faster without compromising quality. What could this unlock for your business, your campaigns, your community, your team, and even your wildest dreams? Join the thousands of customers who choose VideoGen today. Why not? It's free.
So it's free for the base space. Then as you add all the stuff, it does cost money for like everything else. But I know video is the way to go, right? He was just mentioned to me when I first walked in the door. I'm now copying him with my videos, and I'm starting to get. I'm my personal self getting into videos. I'm just doing my phone like this for now, but eventually the evolution is there's stuff here where you can type in what you want. They'll give you the content. They'll give you the images. They'll create the sounds, and it's a more professional, cleaner way to do it for sure.
And even ChatGPT is launching a new product. It's called well, I forgot the name, Sarah, or whatever, but it's text to video.
Okay.
So you describe what you want the video to look like,
Yeah.
and then it will just automatically generate it. So if you go to ChatGPT, you're gonna see the videos that are putting out together, like the demos.
Yeah.
And it's insane, absolutely insane.
Right.
Who needs to think anymore?
Right. Like I said, let's go with those two. This is kind of the idea. Recipe for spaghetti. And it gave you the images, gave you the sound, gave you the text, and it's kind of like, ChatGPT is the way to go, which is a great segue. I don't know if you saw the presentation, but Google versus ChatGPT. You kind of set it up there. So Google, you ask questions. ChatGPT, you give commands, right? And it keeps growing and getting better. That's probably the one whoever's been dabbling in AI has been using so far. Because yeah, you can really refine all your content. Now you can add video, it sounds like. So something that I recommend having open on your desktop, playing with it 10 minutes a day just to start learning how to interact with it. So here's an example. 7 reasons why buying is smarter than renting in Toronto. Put that question. I put it last night on my phone. I screenshotted it here to add. So this is what comes up. Long-term investment, stable housing costs, tax benefits, customizable stability, potential appreciation, building equity, control of your property. So in seconds, here's why it's better to buy than rent. And now you can refine that, create posts out of that, kind of keep giving it more information, put it into a softer tone, create a paragraph, create a post for it. As you keep talking to ChatGPT, it'll refine all the content to get to what you want. So my recommendation is just have it open on your desktop, play with it every day a little bit when in doubt. So here's some examples of how to use ChatGPT. So for scripts, if you're looking for a price reduction, cold calls, for those that do emails or newsletters, you can put it all in here. It'll give you a base to work off of. You can always still take it, edit it, make it your own, but it kind of gives you that base. You're not starting from scratch. That's why I think the best part is. Idea generator. So ideas for leads, content, pop by. So look at it as almost like another colleague or a virtual assistant, where you kind of type in, talk to ChatGPT, ask questions. Let's brainstorm some ideas together. Ask questions, they'll give you feedback. You read them, you like them or don't like them. You give new commands. Okay, we'll change that here. I want to do something. Here's a budget price point. Here's where I want to target. What's the feature? What's working out there? So talk with the machine. Again, you can play with scenarios. How would you respond to X scenario? If you're in a tough scenario, again, just another brainstorming platform. Ask questions and see what they think, and you can use that and put your own spin on it. And then to create scripts for TikTok, social media. I'm not TikTok yet. I'm just doing a cool thing I got TikTok currently. On my Instagram, but anything for social media is good to create content and scripts. Here's the last one I'll leave you with here. So, what factors do clients consider when choosing a real estate agent? Then create a CRM campaign to address those issues. So punch that into ChatGPT. It'll give you, here are all the pain points. Here are people look for in realtors. And then it will give you the answers. Here's a script. Here's a newsletter or email I would send all my clients. Here's what we do best. We fix X, we fix Y. We're better because it hits all those pain points and why you're great. Put that into your database, send it out. You can do that this afternoon in 10 minutes. And it's a quick and easy. Your database has all these points of why you're better than the next person. They can share with their friends, it takes no time. That's the biggest thing. It's easy to create stuff, to get people talking, get your name out there, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't gotta brainstorm for hours. Put it together, send it out. How about ChatGPT for listings? So provide me with 3 different descriptions of the property located at 5040 Dundas Street West. Give me 1 professional tone, 1 luxury tone, and 1 conversational tone. Using this description, copy and paste it in the MLS, and we'll just give you different ways to package it up, different ways to talk about your listing. Then once they give you that, so okay, convert the above into a Facebook post, SEO optimized for the ideal buyer. Now it creates a Facebook post, an Instagram post, and you can tell it, my ideal buyer is details, and they create based on that buyer that you've created. So you really get targeted on your listings. Social media lead gen. So create a digital marketing strategy for promoting a luxury property in Toronto. Just a communication strategy to keep a relationship with your current clients. Or strategies for lead gen conversion rates in real estate business. So again, these are all just ideas that I'll keep saying over and over. Just play with the thing, ask these questions, pump them in there, see what it gives you back. You still have to do the work yourself. I heard while someone talked about computers taking over. AI is taking over the world. You know, everyone's out of a job. But then it says, no, it's not AI. It's the humans that are using AI and learn how to do it properly are the ones that will take the jobs of people not using AI. So
We also have to know what to input into the AI to get the correct output that you want.
100%.
That's what we need to learn. Things
Yes.
like that.
How to ask questions, how to rephrase them, what to drill, and you can teach it too, right? So you can teach it, say, here's my ideal client, here's my business client, and it learns, and you can refer back to prior prompts from a year ago. Once you kind of training your assistant. So a lot of it is about training. There's tons of videos out there about training. There's a good one at the end I put here as a bonus material. I'm not going to show it today, but when I send you the deck, it's 40 prompts for ChatGPT for realtors. It's a 20-minute video, but he walks through every single prompt and why it's good, how to talk. So it's a great 20-minute watch. If you want to watch it after, it's all about what to say and how to ask. Okay, so that was my AI up front. I think, like I said, I'm clearly not doing it myself enough. I play a little with ChatGPT, but that's about it. So I want to get myself back onto it and get into it. So hopefully you guys, you can just open it up and start today.
Okay. And I would say if you buy the paid the paid membership for ChatGPT, it even gets better because now you can create a persona or multiple personas. So as a persona, you can say your description already, like in your case, I'm a mortgage broker, blah, 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 blah. So whenever you're giving a prompt, it already knows what you're for, you know, what is your characteristic, so you don't have to ask and put those commands. Again, it's already thinking like you. So if you have a second job and you're a scientist, right, then you can actually then
Profile for that.
change it and be like, now it's thinking like based on your background and thinking of giving you the results as you want. And the other thing that I would say is really, really important, for example, I was telling Carol the other day, with the paid membership of ChatGPT that costs like $26, $27, $28 a month, you can actually take a photo and have ChatGPT scan the document and give you a summary. For example, I was with a client, he's like, okay, you know, help me understand what it says here. It was a bank note, a lawyer's notice because they unfortunately stopped paying their mortgage, right? So it was like a default notice. So even though I was trying to explain it to him in Spanish, I said, okay, give me 1 second. So I took a photo with ChatGPT and I said, summarize it in Spanish in a simple way to understand. And it, you know, analyzed the picture and gave us a detailed summary of what it was actually going on, right? And then I just copied and sent it to him via WhatsApp. I said, well, share it now with your wife. There you have it.
Amazing.
And it was incredible because now you can, you know, I've been having agents calling regarding assignment sales, right? I'm like, well, get that original builder's agreement, right? Upload the picture, or if you're with a client, take a photo of it and be like, analyze this document and summarize it because the verbiage will be extremely long, right? And they're using legal terms that you're like, or you start reading the first paragraph and you're like, what did I just read? And you have to go back again. Well, you take that photo and then ChatGPT will analyze and summarize it so you can understand it easily. So, it's
Comprehension.
comprehension.
Yeah.
Who needs to think anymore?
Well,
You gotta think how to do it, right?
You gotta think how to do it, but yeah.
That's great. Alright, so here are just a couple mortgage product or scenarios that you don't know we have access to. Just something a little outside the box. So these are things that if you're running into a deal, not be able to close or having issues getting qualified, these are some little ways around. So one is car payment transfers. So we always say, you know, a $400 a month car payment negates about $100,000 plus of purchasing power. some people have $800 car payment. That's $200,000 of qualification they can't get because of payment. So we have a company we work with, and you can make model a year. They can take this car payment. One way they do it is transfer it. They transfer it to a parent, move the liability, get it off the books, no longer qualifies in the process. They can re-amortize that amount, so the payment from $800 a month goes down now to $300 a month, opening up more affordability into the home. And if you have cash in that car, say there's equity in the car, $6,000 car, you pay half it off, you can actually pull cash out of that car and put towards a down payment, put towards there. So there's different ways on using that car. If a car becomes a barrier to a house purchasing, there's companies out there that we use that are able to find ways around it. Business for self. So again, a lot of companies out there, a lot of lenders will do bank statements, so 12 months of bank statements. So people like ourselves, or work for ourselves, that if you make $150 in the year, but then you write it down to 40, all the big banks are going to use 40 as your income. Even though there's more money there, we know you wrote it down, so you don't pay taxes. Whereas, a lot of lenders will let us do, it's on the B side, but they'll let you do bank statements. So you actually qualify using that 150 versus the 40. So different ways to qualify, different ways to find more affordability. Again, it is on the B lender, pay a 1% fee, risk a little higher, but if qualification becomes an issue, that's one way to do it for sure. Rent to own. So again, this is a very, so not for everybody, but for specific clients that they have to have good income. That's the first part. Because there is high monthly payments, but if they have the income to afford the payments, but they have, bruised credit or don't qualify to be on credit or don't have a down payment, this is a program where the client puts down, call it 3% or 3 to 5% on down payment, and they buy it with the investor. The investor is the one that works with you guys on the purchase. So the investor's name will be on the APS. They're the ones kind of buying the property, but then they have a contract with your client, usually a 3-year contract, to say, okay, in 3 years, I'm gonna sell you this house at this price. They've already predetermined the price in 3 years. And then for those 3 years, you pay me rent. Part of that rent goes towards the down payment. Over the 3 years, hopefully they get the 20% down, and then they now sell the property to the client. It's a way for clients who can't afford to get in now because of credit or because of not down payment money, but they need to have good income because they're going to pay rent plus a little bit. So it's kind of a forced savings plan, right? So that's where that one works out for the right client.
And how much do they make on the investor?
Pardon?
The investor, how much does he make, or how much does?
I don't know the exact, I think it all depends on the deal, how much you're putting down, what the client had. So you can make bigger payments, smaller payments, and then it becomes an agreement on the value of the home. So you're gonna have to talk about, every deal is different.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
It's the value.
Yeah. There's also another company out there that does, so they share in the down payment. So it's a little different than the rent to own. The client actually buys themselves. It's something a little different, but they were in a few weeks ago, presented to us. They share the down payment. So to go on the B side, lenders, you need 20% down. So if you only have 5 or 10, this company comes in and gives you the difference. So if you have 5% come down, they come in and put the other 15% down, 20% down, help you get in. You pay them nothing until you sell the property. When you sell the property, they share in gains or losses. But if there's a gain, they have 75% of that property, 50% versus 5. If you put 10%, they put 10%, it's half and half. So another company helps you with the down payment, but when you sell, they own a piece of that property. If it loses, it loses, but they lose as well. That's another unique product. Not rent to own, but something different as far as that's for the client who can't get the down payment money, but has good credit, has income, just all the down payment. Deposit loans. So again, there's a couple companies we work with where you go out there, you get a property, you want to put an offer in, and you say, okay, we need a $50,000 down deposit. They're like, well, I have no line of credit, I have no savings, I can't find $50,000 for the deposit today. These companies come out, 24 hours, they can get you money specifically for a deposit to put a lien against the property being sold. Once that gets sold, that loan's paid out. It's a pretty easy way to get deposit money.
Those are for sellers that want to buy.
Yes. Yeah, so you're gonna buy a property, you don't have the deposit money, and you have a property to sell, because the lien will go against the property to sell. So you're borrowing 50 grand off the property. When it sells, it pays it out. So they're loaning you 50 grand for the time it takes to get the money out.
So they liquefy your equity.
Yes. It's pretty. There's a couple different. Deposit Rock was one last, and then they closed it. A new one opened up. There's a couple of different ones that do it. Yes, there's always a little idea that you gotta think about, but these are programs that if you come in situations, give me a call, and we've accessed these companies that they come present to us. We have contacts. A lot of people use them, and just different ways to think about it. Debt consolidation. This one's very unique. Maybe not as much for realtors, but as much of lawyers that came to present to us. Their model, their thing was clients that are in arrears. So you're going into arrears, you can't pay your bills. Instead of going to consumer proposal, where that would be on your credit for 6 years, the lawyers, this company will negotiate with all the people, consolidate all your debt at a lower rate, get you a payment, and it helps you from not going to consumer proposal. Second mortgages, so again, there's more and more second mortgages now, but you're starting as low as $4.99 or even no payments. So again, depending on how low the rate is, or if you want no payments, the fees are higher. It's not cheap. It looks cheap at $4.99, but there's fees and it's expensive. It's people who have a first mortgage at 2%. They don't want to break it, need extra money. I can't get a HELOC. It's one of those kind of like, or you're porting your mortgage, need a little extra. The thing here, some of these are no appraisals, no lawyers, like very minimal fees, but they're a cost for like other companies, but there is a big fee on the end of it, right? It's not cheap. Which is another way, because cash flow is an issue. We have cash flow options in future companies. That's just a way to look at it.
Why would a homeowner be denied HELOC if they've got a home?
A lot of times,
Sorry.
yeah, it's so they're not qualified for it, right? So it's the biggest part is even if you have a home worth $1 million and you only owe 200 grand on it,
Yeah.
it's tons of room, but you don't make any money.
Yes.
The loan is based on your income. So you can't qualify for the extra 100,000 or 50 grand in HELOC. It's qualification. If you're maxed out for what you qualify for.
Okay, so it's based on equity then, solely on equity, and then
Right.
I guess income is
Doesn't
factored
matter,
in.
yeah. Income doesn't matter really. So there's a couple different ones out there, right?
Yeah.
The one I'm talking here, the 499, it's one where they don't care about income. It's equity based. You got equity in the property. Yeah, no problem. We'll loan you the money. You want to make no payments? Make no payments. It's all based on cash flow. You need cash now. But then when it's a 1 year term, 2 year term, 3 year term, at the end of the 3 year term, you're gonna owe that original loan plus all the interest plus it's back ended. So you're pushing your
luck.
yeah. Like if you have money coming in later, or you're kind of like you're feeling like you want to. It's not for everybody. It's for the right client. I can't qualify. I can't get a HELOC. Can't get.
Yeah.
These are all different, like outside the box versus the traditional mortgage methods.
Got you. Okay. Thank you.
All right, renewals. So you'll hear a lot of people talking about renewals over the next 2 years. So half of Canada is renewing their mortgage in the next 2 years. So a lot of people. Because of the rates have gone high, some people had a 2% mortgage. Now they're going to have to renew at 5 or 6%. Big jumps. If people have over borrowed, the situation is now they can't qualify anymore for that mortgage. So this kind of word to you guys is talk to your database. People that you sold a home to 4 years ago, they come up for renewal. Chat with them, see where they're at, just have that conversation, and then it may strike up. Oh well, you know what? We realized we overbought. We can't afford to see the payment. We want to downsize. Maybe buying opportunity. Maybe people maybe moving. It's not gonna be a ton of people, but there are people probably selling and moving because of the mortgage payments. Market overview for 2024. So current rates. So these are the rates as of today. So the low 5-year fix right now, insured. So insured is putting down less than 20%. So that's the insured part. They're always the cheapest rates. They're insured. So 4.99 5-year fixed. Again, these fixed rates always follow the bond markets, so they can change daily. The fixed rates. The variable rate currently, again, insured below 20%, is prime minus 95. So prime today is at 7.2. So prime minus 95 would be 6.25. And that rate gets reviewed 8 times a year. So 8 times throughout the year, the Bank of Canada will make an announcement. Is prime going up or down? Usually quarter points, half points. We saw a full point last year. But that's how that number moves.
That's insured, but what's the one the one without the insurance, the regular
Financial. They're in the so 5-year fixed would be in the low 5s. You can go down to like 3 years. You can get higher 5s. There's some. It depends on. There's monolines that do insurable, meaning if it's below $1 million, 25-year AM, so not 30-year AM. A couple of things that can be insured. You got paying insurance. They have a sliding scale. So if you put down 80%, it's this. If it's put down 70%, it's lower. If you go on an insured bulk property below 65%, those rates are similar to insured rates. So those are your lowest rates. Below 65% loan to value on an insurable property, meaning the property value has to be less than $1 million. Can't amortize it more than 25 years. Can't be a rental. Then you get your best rates as well. Similarly, almost a lot of lenders have exact same. Insured or insurable, obviously 5 are usually the same, because the lender now has the option, if they want to, they can buy the insurance. So they have more security. So that allows them to loan that money at a lower rate. Next Bank of Canada announcement is March 6th. So, like I said, 8 times a year, the variable rate will move based on the prime rate. So we had nothing in January. We have March 6th coming up. We have March and April. There's nothing in May. Then we have the summer, June, July. Nothing in August. September, October, and then December is the last one. So a lot of the thought now is we saw a hold in January. Back in as early as recent as December, they're talking about Q1 we may get our first cut. The numbers didn't come in great, but then all of a sudden, so they're kind of pushing it back to the summer, maybe even later, Q3. Then we had some good inflation numbers a couple weeks ago. So we got below 3%, so 2.9 is the recent inflation number. That's kind of the big number we keep looking at. So that's good news for us. The Bank of Canada said between 2 and 3% was kind of that target when they're going to start looking at lowering rates. We just got that information. I think we're probably going to want to see a few more months of inflation coming down. So I don't foresee anything coming in March or April. I'm thinking it's kind of that June timeline where we're going to start seeing our first cut. And then it's going to be if caveat, inflation keeps coming down, like it's hard to predict. You can never predict, right? Like you could have another war, you could have a pandemic. Like we're on the trajectory. As of today's data, today's information tells us people believe summertime is where we're going to see that first cut, and then it's a matter of how many and how much. I think that was my first point actually here. So we talked about the first point here from our overview was exactly that. So we see a drop coming this summer, expecting multiples in 2024 as of what we know today, but this could change, up to as much as 1.5%. So in December they're talking about 2%. I think Benjamin Tal, one of the big economists, he had said 2% in December. Then it went down. I talked to my financial advisor at RBC a while ago. He's thinking 0.5%. People are telling me 1%. So it depends who you talk to, who you listen to, but my thought is summertime, and then it's all about how many and how much. And you're gonna watch the data come in, right? So inflation numbers is the big one to keep watching. We have our GDP numbers coming this week. They come on the 29th. So that'll be another big thing for December numbers, and that'll give us our Q4 GDP. So it's speculated to come in, positive, like up 0.5, which is, will avoid that technical recession. So a recession is 2 quarters of negative GDP. So it looks like we're gonna have positive GDP in Q4, so it'll keep us above that technical recession side of it. But there's other underlying factors with unemployment and the per capita number of people, how much GDP they're producing, so bringing all these people, so economy is slowing a bit. We feel like the rate should be coming down. Fixed rates have already dropped. Like I was saying, they fluctuate quite a bit more based on what's happening in the bond market. We saw a drop in the beginning of the year. Actually came back a little bit, now they back down, so those continue to fluctuate. Housing prices, so you guys would know better than us, but we believe that housing prices should be increasing this year, or at least maintaining, with the people coming back into the market. Just that whole supply issue we have. I mean, again, you guys should be telling me what's happening with housing prices, but that's what I believe. The first-time home buyers, as rates start coming back down, they're coming back in the market and sitting on silence for a bit. Once people get more confidence that we kind of hit that peak, we've started turning that corner on rates. I think we're going to see more people coming back into the market. And then I mentioned about the renewals. So that's again just to check with your database on renewals. People that are coming up, there may be opportunities there too for buyers and sellers. And that is it. So if you do want a copy of this presentation, you can take your phone out and scan that QR code, and I'll give you a link. It's in Canva, so you can open up in Canva, just say create a copy, and then you can kind of modify it and delete slides or add your own
I'm still on your
touch to it.
That's fine.
on Canva.
That's fine.
I can also email you a link to share with whoever's not here, or I'll pass one in the office. And then if everyone's got that, this is the one I talked about. This is the 20-minute video, the 40 ChatGPT prompts for a realtor. So I recommend having a look at that. And last, this is my info. So, well, you have it already, but cell phone number's there. And if you want to scan that QR, that's my link tree. So I would have all my Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, website, app.
So you're really you?
That's me, yeah.
Steve, are you having a lot of requests for pre-approvals?
Not a ton. I've got a couple come in.
Because we're not seeing that.
Yeah, no, I was talking to who I said it's felt really slow.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be picking up a little more, but yeah, it's been slow these
How
days.
do
Sure.
I find it?
I know Royal Page, Phil Soper came out this morning on the news and said that the stuff that we all knew already, that
No, I haven't.
the great deal of buyers waiting to come back into the market. With all the buyers that buy out, at least 50% should be coming back in, assuming that all things stay.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping on the win they're gonna start picking the phone up and calling, but
Yeah, well, this should be our spring market. It should be starting up now, but it's been very slow. I talked to a lot of agents and they're just struggling. And I'm sure you guys are the same. If we're not working, you're not working.
yeah, renewals. So yeah, renewals are that's the calls I'm getting these days. Is my mortgage is coming up end of this year. It's
Yeah.
coming up mid-year. It's coming up even. That's what I thought the other day. It's coming up next January.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Reaching out a year in advance. So obviously,
Thank you.
reach out early because there's stuff you can plan between now and then. Have a like, oh well, you know what? Your business for self, and you're gonna close your year and pay yourself dividends or T4. Here's what you need. Now's the time to like figure it out with your accountant. If you're getting a new mortgage in January,
Prepared.
yeah, that's quite a good number for this year. So you get looks like there's ways you can play with business for self stuff too, and
But it might
it's
take a few
it's
minutes.
always good to
Maybe it's
generally.
in the
I don't think that, I didn't see a lot of the power of sales come to fruition like I thought there would be. But did you see a lot of power of sales?
No.
I didn't either.
You can ask him to scan it.
Yeah, but if the renewals are coming up in the next year or so, we probably will see it. No? You don't think?
Well, if the rates come down a bit.
Yeah, I don't. Again, anecdotally, my personal opinion, I don't see a lot. And we're hearing, I think the amount of it's such a small. There's going to be some for sure. But it's going to be very very small. I think relative to the whole. It's not going to. the talk, because we headlines out there saying, oh yeah, it was up for renewal,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be selling their home. It's not. It's gonna be a small portion to that effect.
What about like investors with rental units and stuff, cause they can't increase their
Right. It's a great
rent.
It's a great point. So there's a ton of decent property out there, and to your point now, if they're renewing, and all of a sudden their property doesn't cash flow anymore, now they're negative. Now they're negative, but they're looking at, okay, I bought this property 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I lost equity sitting in this property, and now I can pull this $400,000 equity out. I can now invest that, make 5%, 10% on my investment, that equity, or I can keep running this thing at a negative cash flow.
Yeah.
I think some investors are going to start looking at their properties, which ones make sense still. If they're not cash, if they're paying every month, paying interest, higher interest, and then paying cash out of their pocket, or they just sell it and then take that cash and invest it elsewhere. Again, I'm not sure it's everyone, but there'll be a small portion I think that will do that. So if you know people that have investment properties on your database, that's a great area to target. See how they're doing, how their property's doing, and
I hear a lot of people are like planning on selling the assignments. In fact, from our office, we probably have her personally about 6 or 7 agents are sort of having listings, or they want to list assignment sales, but it's tricky, right? Because they might not be allowed by the builders. Well, like, what would be some of the recommendations, I guess, for those potential buyers that are looking into buying an assignment sale?
I don't know. I'm not the best person to ask. I haven't done a lot of it. I've done them. So I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to give you an articulate answer to say here's what I think we should be doing.
How do you mean, Julio? Like, it'd be the same qualifications.
Sure, but don't you have to have more capital for those purchases? Like, you can just buy them with 5%. You would need to have enough money to like cover the deposits and the gain of the buyer, no?
But they have to qualify like everybody else, right? And they'll never know it's an assignment.
But if it's an assignment, the deposits have already been paid by the first buyer.
But now you're buying it, you have to.
If
pay
they've
that
all been
buyer.
paid by the first buyer. There's sometimes a
Yeah.
deposit remaining, right?
This also depends on the price too, right? So if
Yeah.
they bought it for 800, paid their 20%, now they're selling it for $1 million, you also need an extra. You're still not quite at.
There's not a lot of assignments like that right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're losing money or they're selling for what they bought.
Yeah.
Like most of them.
Because they can't afford to close.
Well, but there's a lot of people with money too. I just did a rental at 36 Zora Street, that new building close to the QW. The agent was the owner, and he told me they had 15 units in that building. That was a big 3-bedroom. They were renting for $3,150. He told me he was paying $5,300 in mortgages, plus the maintenance. I'm like, you're not gonna sell? They're like, no, we have a huge line of credit that we can keep on for 5 years if you want to. They made so much money in the last 10 years that they're like, no, I'm not selling.
So the agent had himself 15 units? Or somebody else?
I think it's a group. Yeah, it's a group in the brokerage, so they own 15 units just on that building. And that, it was a 3+10, that 3+10 usually goes for $1 million.
Zora's not the best location.
It's a nice building.
It's Party Central at Zora.
Yeah, it's a really good building.
I have a client down there, they had to get out. They rented it and went back to their parents because it's
The
Party
thing is,
Central.
the builder now is selling it with a 5% deposit, like the remainder of the units.
Yeah?
They can't get rid of them.
No.
That's right, they're dumping.
But it's a nice building. Right?
Okay, Carla's taking a photo.
Yeah, I'm taking a picture for insurance, so you want me to get it?
We should have Steve in it. Move over